Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, October 18th. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a serious video. I do this every October. As you may know, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, as well as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We also have liver awareness, SIDS, lupus, and a few others. So I tried to honor all these different causes. Many of them have touched my life personally, especially domestic violence. So I want to do a series as I do, or a couple of videos as I do every year in October. And I try to talk about it through the year as well. But because it's that awareness month, I try to really focus on it. I'm a domestic violence survivor. And so this awareness has touched my life personally. And so I always try to make sure that I talk about it. The color for domestic violence is purple, so I try to wear purple a lot in the month of October. Just to show my support and honoring the ones who are still in the battle, the ones who lost the battle, and the ones who survived the battle. I have been very blessed to have survived the battle. It was many, many years ago. So yeah, but it still leaves scars. It leaves PTSD. It leaves anxiety, depression. One's mental stability is affected. So even though the years have gone by, you still have some of those long-lasting effects. It's something that you'll never forget, but you can move on and be strong. And when you are moving on and being strong, you can find ways to help other people, whether it's showing your support or going to a domestic violence organization and talking to the women or men or whoever has been a victim of it, and just researching and finding out different ways that you can help and honor and remember everyone that has been affected. So I'm gonna probably do a few videos. Usually when I do a couple of more, I call it a series. So I'm going to do that for domestic violence. I will be talking about breast cancer awareness, even though it hasn't touched me personally, thank God. But I do go for my mammogram every year. I had a godmother that passed away from breast cancer and a few friends. So yeah, so I'll do a couple of videos on that and show my support by wearing pink. And if you wear purple, you can show your support for domestic violence. I have a fly that's really being annoying. I don't have it on now because I woke up about an hour ago and just brushed my teeth, washed my face. I did a couple of phone calls that I needed to make, and I just always put on my comfy clothes. I usually make my coffee cappuccino smoothie and sit down and watch some news and kind of get updated on what's happening in the world and just relax, and then I start my day. Now we washed clothes yesterday, so I'll be putting away clothes and just doing some things around the house. I don't have any appointments today. So that's usually what my day is consists of. But I really wanted to get this video done right away before I even started my day. So I just thought, okay, brush my teeth, wash my face, let's get going. Did the phone calls that I had to do, let's get going. In this particular video, I want to talk about and honor Gabby Petito. The world has heard of Gabby Petito. I don't think there's one person on God's earth that hasn't heard about this case. It's hugely profiled. The FBI is on its investigation with it. As you know, at this time, they're searching for Brian Laundrie, who they keep saying is a person of interest when it comes to her case, but they actually have a warrant for his arrest for credit card fraud, which he used her credit card after the fact. So that's what they have a warrant for him. So they're not saying the word suspect, even though the world knows we're old school, so that's how we call it. He's the only person and the last person supposedly that was with her. So yeah, so it'll be interesting how this all unfolds. They've been at it for 5 weeks. It's been on every news channel, on every program. I mean, just, it's so sad because these things don't have to be. If you're in a person that you feel like you're an abuser, you can't control your temper, you can't control your attitude, you have just a thing for verbally, emotionally, mentally, and physically hurting someone, get help. Get help. Reach out to a therapist, reach out to a family member, reach out to an organization that can help you walk you through that path of letting go of these angers and these personality traits that can really change your life. And you could take someone's life who didn't deserve it. Nobody deserves for their life to be taken, especially by murder. And so, it's preventable. So I speak to the abuser. If you feel that you can't control your temper, or you can't control hurting someone in either of those aspects, mentally, emotionally, physically, please get help, because it's not right to take someone's life because you can't control those feelings. And you might be able to get help with a therapist that might explore why you do those things, or why you feel those things. Was it something in your childhood? Maybe you saw your parents being violent and you feel that's the answer to things. Whatever issues that you're going through, you can get help from a therapist. Don't lose your life by having to be accountable and going to prison or a death penalty or anything because of something you could have got help for. There is lots of help out there. Please seek it. Don't be embarrassed to seek help, whether you're a man or a woman. Most cases it's men against women, but don't be embarrassed to get help. It doesn't make you less of a man. It doesn't make you less of a human being. It actually makes you more of a human being to say, hey, I do these things, I feel these things, and I don't want to hurt anyone, and I don't want to, affect me for the rest of my life. So please help me. It actually shows that you're a true, real man or woman if you're the whatever you are in this case. So please, I want to put that out there first before we go into any further. If you are the abuser, have traits of feelings of abuse, of wanting to abuse somebody mentally, emotionally, or physically, please get the help. There is help out there. And who knows, you can discover a whole new world knowing that whatever has made these things happen to you, whether it's your childhood or you've been abused yourself, whether it's physically or sexually or whatever, that caused you to be this way, you can get help and have a whole new meaningful life. So I urge you to do that. Do not hurt or kill anybody. It's just not right, and it's not worth it. So now, as we know, like I said, Gabby Petito has been on every news channel, on every program. The world is talking about her. The world has been affected by her. And I think it's even shed a light because we have a lot of people missing that haven't gotten the attention and the help that this girl got. And it is not her fault. But I think good came out of it. I think because her case got this so much attention because of social media, and just for some odd reason, it just grabbed the world. I think now it will open up investigations into other people. As we know, a lot of indigenous people have been missing and murdered. A lot of, Hispanics, a lot of African Americans, and their cases don't get the attention and haven't got the help that this girl has. But I think by her having gotten this attention in this case, that this will now make the FBI and other people realize, hey, we got to do the same for these other people and these other families that are hurting, that don't have answers, that don't even have remains. We got to open it up to help everybody, no matter what your race is. It shouldn't even be about race. It should be about human. Just doing it for your fellow human. Doing it because you wouldn't want that to happen to your daughter or your sister or your mother or your wife. Just have the human, feeling to just want to help in any way you can. And so I think that the good is going to come out of this, that now they are starting to look into a lot of Native American cases, African American cases, Hispanic, and just any cases, even, regular Caucasian people. It's going to open the systems up and the process up for them to get the attention and the help that they need in their cases as well. At least that is my prayer. At least that's kind of what I'm seeing is happening. So let's pray that that continues to happen, and that something good came out of this. From what I see, I've never met Gabby Petito, of course, or her family. I, like everybody else, heard about this through the news, and I've been attached. Any video that talks about it, I'm listening, because I want to get as much information as I can. I want to be updated. I'm praying that Brian Laundrie is found alive, especially because he could answer questions. Hopefully, he will be willing to answer questions. You were supposedly the last person that saw her. What was the last thing you guys said? What made you react? What made you do this? You know, or did you leave her there by herself and then someone else came along and found her alone and vulnerable and murdered her? If that's the case, come forward and defend yourself and say, hey, I left her and I was so wrong to do that. I was so wrong. How dare me? I am so sorry, and I will be sorry for the rest of my life. But I left her there because I got angry. Just tell the truth. Come forthright. Relieve yourself from the hiding and the secrets and stuff. Just relieve yourself, and trust me, it'll be better for all involved. I shouldn't have left her there. It was wrong to even try or leave her there. And now look what happened, if that's the case. But our gut and our feeling is telling us that it wasn't, that he was the one that could have killed her and then left her there. And the fact you come back with her van, not even your van, you come back with the audacity of coming back with her van. And then your family doesn't say who comes back without their fiance, and they don't even ask the question, well, where's Gabby? You know, what happened? Why are you here early? You have her van. Where's she at? What happened? That discussion had to have taken place, with his parents and with his sister. I mean, his sister is seemingly to be the most forthright of the family, and I think because she's scared and her life could be affected, but I think she's not completely going to be disloyal and tell the whole truth. But that discussion had to happen. If you're going camping for a couple hours, a few hours, no one asked the question, where's Gabby? That's insane. That makes no sense. If you have a heart, if you have a conscience, if you cared a smidget about her, you're not going to ask, where's Gabby? Even if you say, I don't want to hear the rest, you know, because oh, God knows what happened. There was a question or a few questions. There was a conversation, and I just don't understand. I feel like the laundries, I can't believe that these people are like that. Why are they so cold? Why are they so mean as far as for the Petito family? Eventually, the Petito family is not going to need them. And their patience is running out. Their mercy is running out. Because why would you not even pretend, even if you knew what happened and your son told you what happened, at least try to pretend that you don't know what happened, but you cared. I'm so sorry Gabby is missing. What can we do to help? You know, and even if the lie is a part about him doing something to her, I don't know what happened between them. Brian doesn't want to talk. We've asked the questions. We can't. He's just distraught or whatever. But what can we do to show our love and our concern? What can we do to help you? I'm so sorry that all this has happened. We loved Gabby. We had so many hopes and dreams for her and Brian. Even if you talk that talk, you know, but at least have some human dignity to even act like you care. So, you know, even though you should care, you shouldn't have to act. But they won't even do that to save themselves, you know, and I have a feeling how things are going to turn out, but we still have to wait till they actually unfold. And, you know, I hate when the news media say, remember, he's just a person of interest. We're not stupid. We're not idiots. We got it. You said it so many times, it's becoming annoying. We know that legally or politically correctly, he's a person of interest. But we all have a right to our opinion and our feelings and our thoughts, especially the Petito family, to say we don't see it as just a person of interest. We see him as a suspect. You know, we don't believe, he's not missing, he's hiding. Gabby was missing. So we have the right to say that. Law enforcement, lawyers, they have to dot all their I's and cross all their T's, and they have to be very careful what they say to not taint a trial if it comes to that. But if you're a family member, a friend, or just someone who cares in the community, social media, you have every right to speak your piece, to say your opinion and your feelings. You're not saying it's exactly that and that's it, but you're having a feeling that that's what it is. And so, it just drives me crazy when the news media has to keep repeating, we're not stupid, we're not idiots. We know that technically law enforcement and lawyers and stuff have to say person of interest. But if we want to say, no, he's not a person, we believe, we think that he is a suspect and this is what he did to Gabby, then that's what it is. So that's been the one thing that has annoyed me. I'm hoping that this all comes to an end. The Petito family deserve answers. They deserve some closure. I don't ever think you get closure from something like this, but they deserve to find the missing pieces. They deserve answers to their questions. They deserve to know, you know. And so I hope that they get that soon. I hope that Brian Laundrie is found and is put in a position where he has to answer questions. I don't understand this Fifth Amendment. I know everybody, I believe in the Constitution and your rights, and it's there for when we really, really need it. I don't think it should be, you know, that you completely can close off. I believe you have to answer some questions, because if that was the case, every criminal would use the Fifth Amendment and shut up, and we would never get answers, or we would never resolve the mysteries of these cases. So I think that there should be exemptions to that Constitution. Yes, you have that right, but when you absolutely need it and you're entitled to it, not just anybody could get away with it. But I don't know much about the law. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer. I try to get as much information and do research on the law as much as I can. But again, that's not my expertise in any form or fashion. So I don't know. It's something that I will be looking up because I just don't understand it. But anyway. So yeah, so that's the first part. So it's gone on 5 weeks, almost 6 weeks. So we're hoping that this will come to some kind of end and the Petito family will get some answers and move further along in this journey than they are now. So far, what we know is they just went and got her remains. She either has already been cremated or they were going to cremate her. And so they got a manner and they got a cause of death, which the manner was homicide. The cause of death was strangulation. So she was murdered, whether it's Brian Laundrie or whoever, she was murdered. So by strangulation. So it's devastating. It's tragic and it's sad and it's hurtful, all that stuff. So I'm with all of you with, I'm tired of this. I just want him to be found. I want the Petito family to get the answers that they're getting and to move further along in this journey. I know sometimes this journey can take years, unfortunately. But I believe that they're doing the right thing by trying to support each other. They have a real close circle between the step-parents and the biological parents. They're very supportive of each other. They're keeping each other strong. And, you know, they created this foundation for Gabby. And to help, again, these other cases that went without the attention and the help. They're raising money for all of those people. They're bringing something good out of their daughter's murder. And so they already had a fundraiser and I thought it was amazing. You know, I don't live close to physically be able to go there and put in my part because I like to support these causes in any way I can, whether it's financially or just from my heart or whatever I can say or do. So yeah, so that's where we are. And so I just think that this foundation is amazing. They're doing bracelets and things to honor her. I know the dad, when he was with law enforcement, when they found her body, he created a cross made of stones. And he said in an interview, he put 2 sunflowers, and where he put 2 flowers, it's where her face was facing. So this is the cross of stones, and then the flowers are on this side. If I'm laying down, it's on this. So her face must have been looking like that, and that's where he put the 2 flowers, which I thought was amazing and touching. My heart goes out to the Petito family, the parents, the step-parents, grandparents, whoever's involved. My heart goes out to you, and you truly are in my thoughts and prayers. I almost hate that statement now. I hate it because I think people are so used to using it and not really doing what it's saying. It's so easy for people to say, you're my thoughts and prayers. And you might be in their thoughts here and there, but do you really go back and pray? Do you really do the praying part? I think by people saying that, they think that was my prayer. Or they don't realize that they're saying that they're not really completing what they're saying. And so, you know, that kind of came up with, I forgot who passed away, and the ex-president said, you're my thoughts and prayers. And someone said, we don't need any more thoughts and prayers. You know, are you really praying? So that's when that thought came up, and I'm like, is it true? when someone says you're my thoughts and prayers, are you really, you will be in their thoughts, and especially with this case because it's all up in your face as it should be. But are you really going back or taking a second, where you're standing at, or whether you go home and pray, or whatever, do you really take a second to pray for them? We got to really take that statement serious and really complete it. Really not only talk the talk, but we got to walk the walk. So I urge people, when you tell somebody you're my thoughts and prayers, please let them be in your thoughts and let them be in your prayers. Really, really do it. So my nose is running. Every time I do a video, my nose runs, so I can't stand it. So yeah, got that clear. So yeah, so I urge you, please just don't make this a saying. And I know everyone means well when they say that, but we really, really got to make the effort to really do what we're saying. If we say to you, you're not thoughts and prayers, let's keep those people or that person in our thoughts, and let's take a second somewhere along your day. If you have to stop in your car and you're about to go get groceries, stop to pray for that person. So that family, my heart goes out to all of you. I pray that God gives you strength, peace, faith, and resignation. I know no one ever really gets closure. We learn with time to go on because we have to go on for the rest of the family and ourselves. If we have other children or siblings or grandparents or what have you, we have to go on in life. But what makes us able to be strong and go on is to remember and honor them in every possible way we can. John Walsh said something the other day in an interview. He was telling Gabby, Petito's dad, honor her in every way you can. And I'm with John Walsh. I love him. Celebrate her. When her birthday comes back around, celebrate her birthday. Don't make it a day where like, oh, if Gabby would have been here, we would have been celebrating together. I'm sure that thought will cross your mind, and you have every right to feel that way. If she had been there, it would be so much better, but she's not. So let's remember her. She's in now, and I hate when people say that too, she's in a better place. Anytime we're with God, we're in a better place than this hell that we live down here. But we know, she's at peace now, and we just hope that when she was killed, that she was in least pain as possible. But let's honor her. I'm in agreement with John Walsh. Let's celebrate everything about her. What was her favorite color? Let's use that color. Let's incorporate it in our foundation, everything we can. What's her favorite flower? Let's put those flowers on her grave, or in this case, if she cremated, create an altar. As if you've been watching my videos, you know I have an altar. I also go visit my mom's grave. I'm not able to visit my dad's grave because he's in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico's expensive to go, and I need to eventually go back and see what's happening, because with the hurricane, I heard, because the graves are on top of the ground, that they were flown all over the place. I have tried to reach out in so many different ways to see if someone can give me an answer to my father's grave. They can't. So there's an issue with my father's grave, but I honor him, especially because I can't go see him. I especially honor him on the altar. Now, my mother is 3 hours away, so I can't go every day to the grave. If I was in the vicinity, believe me, I'd be there every day. But I go there every holiday, every occasion, her birthday, her death anniversary, Mother's Day, every holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, 4th of July, every holiday that I can. And I also come back and decorate and celebrate her here at the altar. And sometimes I have to do one or the other, depending on what's happening. If we're sick and we can't make it. That's why I tried this last time. I was there like 2 weeks ago on October 2nd, actually. And I always give her a bath. I bathe, I scrub that grave, because when the people come with the lawnmowers and, cut the grass and stuff, they make these graves dirty. And with the elements, they get dry and just nasty. So I always go, I bring a cleaner, I bring a towel, I bring a scrubber, and I just rinse her off, scrub her clean, and then shine her up. She has a beautiful picture on her grave. I give her a beautiful kiss. I clean it, and then I give her a beautiful kiss. And sometimes before I even clean, I just want to kiss her so much. And I get her all clean and shined up, and then I bring decorations for whatever upcoming holidays there is. So this time, it was October 2nd, so I decorated her for Halloween, Day of the Dead, Fall, and Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Just in case something happens and I'm not able to get back, she's good. She's good till after Christmas. But I will be going back. I'll be going back in November, like the second week of November, and I'll be back again if God willing and everything is fine in December to redecorate it again. Even though I already did it, just in case, I want to refreshen her up. Once I decorate it with everything, I spray perfume because she always liked to smell good. I always leave her candy no matter what because she loved candy. So these are the things that I do. But I also have an altar here so that I can do both. Or when I can't get to the grave, I have something to go to here. And I think that that's a good thing if the Petitos did, if they want. I don't know what their spiritual or faith belief is, what their religion is, or how they see things spiritually or, religiously, how they see things. But this is just a suggestion, just in case. I'm Catholic, but I think a lot of people in other religions do altars too. So if you've been watching my videos, you know that I have an altar here. And on this altar, I only have near and dear people to me. People that have been there all my life or most of my life, or we've had such an incredible, profound, special connection. I don't put every aunt, every cousin, every friend. It has to be special. You have to have been, like I said, there all of my life or most of my life, or you had to have had such a special relationship with me and my family. And when I say my family, my children and my husband, just not everybody goes on there. For one, I couldn't fit everybody that died. So for those that I don't put on there, I always, say in my heart, rest in peace. I think of them fondly. So they're the ones that are in my thoughts and prayers, but they just are not on the altar. The altar's for my parents who have passed away. My husband's parents have passed away. I have 3 cousins on there, and they're the only cousins that I have a relationship with, and that I've had a special connection and relationship with. Otherwise, I wouldn't, really get into it. But because I did have a special relationship, a special communication and connection with, they were special to me. I do put them on there. One just died recently, 2 months ago, and he was my favorite. He just did so much for me all of my life since I was a kid. He sacrificed a lot for me, and he just meant the world to me, so I just added him. I also added a dear friend, which I normally wouldn't put unless you were my best friend. And I just found out that she died 2 years ago. She had a fall. I believe she lost her memory because I saw her once after that supposed fall, and she got startled one night. I'm like, oh my God, I was able to take a couple of pictures, which I'm so glad. We tried to find her. We tried to find out what happened. Her family her daughter was not supportive, not helpful, just trying to always keep us away. She did that even when her mother was fine. I don't understand that. We were like family. We were closer than close. She was my daughter's godmother. I named my other daughter after her. She was my daughter's favorite and first teacher. So we had just a bond that was incredibly, even sometimes more than some family members. So sadly, I found out that she died 2 years ago, and we're just now finding out. So she's on there, and that's pretty much it. But I was thinking, and I'm going to do this in another section real quick. So anyway, continue with Gabby Petito. So something has tugged my heart. Something has really, and I know the world feels that way, and that's amazing. That's great. And we should keep, even after this has had its closure, if it ever gets to that, let's continue to keep her in our hearts. But Gabby Petito has really tugged my heart. I really felt a connection with her, even though she was only 23 and I'm 55. My baby, my last daughter's 23. This could have been my daughter. And thank God it's not, but it could have been my daughter. I'm sure they never thought that would have happened to Gabby, but it did. And so you just never know. Look at this fly, see what I mean? But something about her, not just because of the social media and the attention and the stuff, just something about her. It's almost like I could see her soul and her spirit. I could see that she had a sweet spirit, a sweet soul. She was so full of life, full of dreams and goals. And she did band life, which I love band life. I always said if I was single or had maybe one child, I would try to do band life. Travel the world, live in my van. I think it's an exciting thing to do if you can do it. It's not meant for me. I have a family built already with my children, a granddaughter. I have an autistic son that wouldn't be able to handle it. It's too enclosed. He has his world. We all have our world, and we're so close and bonded. Like, I'm so blessed to have the husband and the children that I have, and the bond that we have, and the things that we say with each other and do with each other, and just the way we think and feel, and the things that we enjoy. I mean, I can't even tell you how special and I'm sure a lot of people feel that way about their family, and I hope that everybody's able to have that kind of family. My husband, my children mean the world to me, and my granddaughter, Isabella, of course. So yeah, so something about her has been tugging and tugging and tugging. Like, I've seen other cases, you know, of stories that have touched me, and I've done what I can to show my support and to put my heart out to them and their family and friends. But this one, something about it, I kept thinking about her. I kept, you know, just like I said, something tugging my emotional strings and my spirit. And I just wanted to do whatever I can. Like I said, I live far away. I can't go there to physically show my support. But I feel like I could show my support by doing everything I can to honor and remember Gabby Petito. So I decided, and I prayed a lot about it, because like I said, the altar that I have is for near and very near and dear people that have been always in my life, have been with me my whole life, or like I said, almost my whole life, or have had a deep rooted special connection and relationship with. So I already said that. I'm not going to repeat it again, but yes, I'm trying to express to you how special and specific it is. And but I had this feeling, and I prayed about it, and I've had this feeling, I'm going to add Gabby to the altar. Now, I can't do that for everybody that's missing. And like I said, I don't even put every aunt and cousin and friend on there either. Again, as I just said, my reasons. But this has been tugging on me, and I'm going to add Gabby Petito to my altar. And I feel maybe for several reasons, maybe because I have a daughter her age, and this could have been my daughter. And I don't know if I could even have handled something like this. Maybe because the van life connection, because I have a lot of van lifers that I watch a lot. Max and Aki, Susie Cruz, so many of them I watch, and it's just exciting videos to watch. And like I said, if I was single, had one kid, I would probably do that life. And because I just saw something in her that so full of life, so full of dreams and goals. And even though she's so much younger than me, and I could definitely be her mother, there's so many things that we have in common. And unfortunately, one is being a domestic violence victim and survivor. I know people don't like to say, I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor. You were a victim at one time. If you have survived, God bless you. I mean, what a blessing, and we need to be so thankful and just make the best out of the life that we still have. But there are people who lost the battle or who are in the battle and can't get away. And so I'm going to do the statistics, and I'm going to do more storytelling about how to get help and why people stay. Because people are like, just leave them. Trust me, trust me, trust me. It is not easy, but all that will be in my second video. I just wanted to really honor Gabby in this one. So yeah, I've decided to put her on my altar. And so I'm going to show you some things that I ordered to remember and honor her with, to kind of show my support. I got a hangnail. To show my support, my love for her soul, for her spirit, and to show love and support to her family and friends. So the thing that I got, I printed out some pictures of her. There's so many, but I wanted to print out my favorites. And I printed out 2 different sizes because I don't know, the altar that I have is beautiful, and I want to make changes and add to this altar. And I'm going to be working on that really soon. But the one that I have now is really beautiful and special, but I don't have a lot of space. So, and I decorate, I have 2 vases up there and I decorate it according to the holiday or the occasion. I have the photos up there, of course, candies, just all kinds of stuff. So space is very, very slim and limited and slim to none.